These women that you're making movies for, Kevin Feige, aren't coming to watch the Marvel movies, dog. This is what happens when you abandon your fan base, bro. Deadpool and Wolverine is only in its second day in the movie theater, guys. Only its second day, and already they're predicting that this movie is going to make upwards of $180 million opening weekend. Look at that amazing still of the movie. Deadpool and Wolverine looks so freaking good, guys. It looks modern. I think that the CG is great. Of course, CG could be better, but I think the CG looked great for what it was, and it's just a great movie, man. The Friday midday update. So it's right now, it's 4 o'clock on Friday. Jody's Corner Live. We're live every Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. Make sure y'all pull up to the latest pop culture show on YouTube. You know what time it is. He says Wolverine is on its way to the biggest opening for an R-rated movie with $55 million on Friday alone. On Friday alone, $55 million. It's lit. Friday, it will pull around $180 million per sources with plenty of room to grow. Keeping a pulse on walk-up business, particularly during the late night, is tricky. Along this summer, Latino and Hispanic audiences have walked up in bulk. They're calling it walk-up. Like, you don't pre-order your tickets, you don't buy in advance, you don't really go on social media to say, we're going to buy. They don't really know about your existence until you walk up to the box office and say, 2 for Wolverine, please. Can I have 5 for Wolverine, please? And that takes time. They can't really track that until it's already in. That's what they're talking about. Changing the commercial prospects of tentpole's fates for the better. And Thursday night, as we're told, they rep 35% of all Deadpool and Wolverine ticket buyers. Whew, that's a lot of Hispanics. $180 million Deadpool and Wolverine will be if it makes $180 million, guys. If. I think it's going to pass that because right now, as we speak, at 4 o'clock p.m. Pacific on a Friday, Deadpool and Wolverine has grossed over $100 million worldwide. That would put it ahead of Captain America Civil War, which did 179, just below Wakanda Forever, which did 181. And the first previews were at 84 million for that, and Civil War's previews were 75.5. So if we looked at, they got 55 million on Friday, I believe they had about 30 million on Thursday, which would put it about what, 85 million, which puts it above both of these numbers for Thursday. Let's keep on reading. The box office reports that 43% of the weekend showtime for all movies were for Deadpool and Wolverine. They believe that the pick has a shot at becoming the first R-rated movie to debut at $200 million. Ladies and gentlemen, if you were there for my live stream, I said I predicted $200 million opening weekend, and I'm still in the running to go ahead and get there. I believe the next one was Virgo or Sad, where they said 165, but I think it's going to pass 165. It might even pass 200 million. For the record, I think Avengers Infinity War made $257 million opening weekend. Okay, so let's keep on looking because there's some really important information in here that I'm gonna bring down because it involves the female audience. How Kevin Feige has spent 6 years of the MCU shaping the MCU to target women when freaking women aren't even the audience that comes to see these movies. It'll blow your minds when you look at the numbers. Updated after the exclusive. We have an update. Deadpool and Wolverine is setting in at a robust 38.5. Still the best R-rated preview we've ever seen at the domestic box office and 8th highest. So look, if this 38.5 is added to the 55, as you guys can see, that's buku money, bro. That's freaking buku money. We're talking about $90-something million. Okay, that number pegs out the preview night, okay? That preview of $38.5 million, it beats Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, which made $36 million on Thursday, and then totaled 187 for the whole weekend. And it's just under Infinity War, which took in $39 million and grossed 257 for the weekend. These are huge numbers, and we need these numbers more than ever in 2024. Here it is. Out of the gate, on-screen engine and ComScore's post-track, the Sean Levy-directed, co-written movie has won over the masses with 5 stars. 96% positive and outstanding, 85% definite recommend, which is what the tentpoles are made of. Let's scroll down. Here are the numbers. best grades, the best grades for the movie came from women under 25 at 100%. 100% of women under the age of 25. So you have to be 17 or older to watch this because it's rated R. So let's just say between the age of 17 and 25, women in that age group, all of them, all 100% of them said this movie is amazing. Which is great, right? Because it shows women do love these movies. But let's look at the stats some more. But they were the smallest group to show up, representing only 10%. Women under 25 represented 10% of the viewership on opening weekend for Deadpool and Wolverine. I know you guys are probably thinking, well, okay, Jody, that's just under 25. Women under 25 don't care. Okay. What about the women over 25? That's a lot of women, right? Okay. The men were bulk. Men over 25 were the bulk. 45% of men gave it, 97% of men over 25 gave it a good grade. And the men over 25 equal 45% of all people that came. Men over 25 were almost half of the viewers. Ride with me here. Women over 25, 24%. All right, guys, we got the number. Women under 25, 10%. Women over 25, 24%. If you tally them both up, that is 10% plus the 24%, you get to a grand total of 34% of all women. 34% of all women watch Deadpool and Wolverine, according to this study. 34%. Well, men under 25 was 21%. So women under 25 was 10%. Men under 25 over double at 21%. So double the men under 25 went to see Deadpool and Wolverine. Double. Okay? Now they put these turnouts, but I'm going to go ahead and tally them all up. If women is only 34%, that leaves what? 66% of the people. That's 2/3. So 2/3 of the people that went to go see Deadpool and Wolverine were males, whether they were under 25 or over. Whether they were 50, 60, 40, 30, 70, don't matter what their age is. Males dominate superhero movies, even in 2024, when Kevin Feige has been working for the last 6 years to pivot the MCU for females. So even when you're risking hundreds of $millions making bad movies, making bad headlines, and making freaking people upset because you're focusing on female Avengers, female characters, males are trash, females only, and if lesbians and all that, LGBTQ, but mostly women, a women-led MCU that has been existing for at least 6 years. Still, men are the ones that are watching them. These women that you're making movies for, Kevin Feige, aren't coming to watch the Marvel movies, dog. This is what happens when you abandon your fan base, bro. You need to make movies for your demographic audience. Men are the ones who come and bring, and let me be honest, let's keep it a buck here. Out of the 34% of women that came, 80%, I'm saying, of those 34% were brought to the movies by men. So the real question is, how many women bought a ticket by themselves or brought their female friends with them to watch the movies without men? That number is god-awful. I'm willing to bet 10%. I think that 10% of the women, I'll be easy, 15%. I think that 15% of the women actually give a shit about Deadpool and Wolverine and would go and watch it by themselves. And you're making your movies based off of only a 15% margin? If this was business, you'd be business retarded. So what the freak outside of religion or some political or are you doing this? This is business suicide. You're basing your business off of a 15% margin? You got an 85% clientele out there that you're abandoning. Not even just abandoning, you're pissing us off. You're legitimately pissing us off. making us come up and show up and ruin our day. It's already bad living out here in the world, spending our money. You got us ruining our day to come and watch a bad freaking Marvel movie because you think women need to lead movies. Man, freak you, motherfucker. Get the freak out of here, bro. This is why we're upset. One of the biggest Marvel movies, you could only get freaking 36% to show up, and we don't even know how much of them are showing up by themselves. That might be 10%. You're making Marvel movies for women, and women don't give a shit about Marvel movies. These women might go on Twitter, I want more inclusive, man. Kevin Feige, these men. You don't even watch these movies. Everybody that's complaining and nagging about diversity and equity and inclusion and women this and this, these bitches don't even watch these movies. All they're doing is yapping on social media. That's why social media is fake, but these numbers are not. You do a lot of talking on Twitter, but are you watching these movies though? I don't want to hear nothing from nobody that don't go watch the movies. We're the ones watching the movies. We're the ones bringing our girlfriends to watch the movies and bringing our families. The only reason why we are, not only are we the ones watching the movies, we men, we toxic and masculine and terrible men, we terrible men are bringing the most women to the movies, not even the women. We are responsible for putting more female eyes on these movies made for women. That's a cold world we live in, bro. It's a cold freaking world we live in. Knowing that Deadpool and Wolverine is a fantastic freaking movie, man. And it makes sense why this movie is making so much freaking money. Because it deserves to make a lot of money, bro. I just think that I use this to shed the light on the trash situation we've been in the MCU, guys. This has been tough. But now things look to be turning a corner. Things look like they coming around and gonna be great. Because the Russos are allegedly coming back. They're allegedly going to direct the next Avengers movies. And they're allegedly involved with more of the creative process, which is exactly the type of news that the MCU needed. So, we have one more year until DCU greater than the MCU by 2025. It's going to be a tough race. It's going to be close. We'll see what happens. But time will tell. Thank you guys so very much for checking us out. We are live. And we're live every Friday, 3 p.m. You know what time it is? Jody's Corner.